What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Just Jay the podcast. I know you guys have been missing me. I've been gone for 2 weeks, but I'm back and I'm ready to talk about everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks. I want to say subscribe, follow the YouTube page, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere you access the podcast, and also follow us on Instagram at Just Jay Podcast. Also, our website is still active and very much live, www.justjay.co. Tap into that. What else did I want to say? Yeah, just tap in with me. Everywhere you follow me and everywhere you watch me, tap in. I have been... before I even get started into my topics, because I have a lot of good stuff that I want to talk about today, but I hope everybody's had a great, start of 2025. I hope it's been productive and eventful for you. It has definitely been productive and eventful for me. I think January lasted 45 days straight, and I'm actually very excited for us to no longer be in January and be in February for Black History Month. We will talk about that towards the end of the show, but it is very much still Black History Month. We are very much still Black. We are very much still powerful and just the best people in the world that have actually created the blueprint for America. So, like I said, I digress. We'll get back into that later. First thing that I want to talk about and, dive into is my therapy journey in 2025. Starting the new year, I want to be consistent with my healing journey and getting my fire back. I think that at the end of 2024, dealing with the death of my grandma and just all of that, I think it kind of made me, it definitely hardened me, I would say. I don't want to say that it made me into a negative person, because it really hasn't. I think now in February, right now, I can say that I've definitely come back to who I am and come back to just who I want to be. When I lost my grandma, I think I was definitely in a negative headspace just because of how everything transpired. And I, went back to therapy, told my therapist about about my experience with, losing my grandma and the coping mechanisms that I've been trying to do to connect to her. I've been sitting in her parking lot of her senior citizen apartment complex that she loved, because I told you guys before, there's no burial plot for her because she was cremated. So I just feel like I'm trying to pull out all the stops in order for me to feel super connected to her. And me going to her apartment complex and chilling and listening to music. I remember the first time I did it, which was probably two and a half weeks ago. I sat there and I didn't expect the emotional takeover that happened to me in that parking lot. I, ended up just sitting there and I'm like, damn, I wish I still had the keys. I wish, because, we cleaned out her apartment building for her birthday in December. So that chapter is pretty much closed, and it sucks because it's damn, I wish I could just go in her apartment and just lay on the couch and, hear her be like, oh, what do you want to eat? What do you want to do? I miss her every day. And I think that what I've been trying to also stop myself from doing is allowing the guilt that grief can bring to overcome me. Because I think that I went through this when my cousin Khalid passed away. I felt super guilty. The guilt ate me up, girl. It was just the guilt of, because my cousin Khalid's situation was so different, where I had gone away to school. I went to New Jersey. He had stayed in New York and went to Old Westbury, and one of our other people that we had grown up with had gone all the way to Arizona, or at Missouri at the time. So we were all super spread out. And I had always, after he died, I had always felt guilty for, not necessarily that I went away to school and that I just, no longer was here or accessible for him like I was in high school, but I felt guilty because for the times that I did come home, or the times that he did call me or did come to my house, I was always in a bad mood because I was a fucking sassy teenager. I was always just consumed with what I had going on, consumed with my life and the things that I was going through and the things that I wanted to do. So for so long after he passed away when we were 18, I don't think that guilt subsided for me until I probably was 20. It took years. and years for me to really not beat myself up for all the things that I didn't do. Because even with my grandma, like there were so many times where she lived right around the corner from the beauty supply store that I love going to. And I would go to the beauty supply store and be like, okay, I'm going to go see my grandma. Then I would come out of the beauty supply store and be like, I'll see her next week. I'll see her tomorrow. I'll see her. And it's like you keep pushing it off, pushing it off until there's no more time left. And then there's no more opportunities for you to see that person. And I think when I was sitting in the parking lot, I was like, I felt so guilty because I had passed by this parking lot and this apartment complex so many times. And I made so many excuses for each time that I tried to talk myself out of not going to see her. When in reality, it would have been a great interaction. It would have been just me hanging out with my grandma. But I think that, when we're older, we get consumed with us being older in our adulthood lives. And I think the grief that I went through with Khalid is something that I know so vividly now, that when it came to me feeling that with my grandma, I literally had to talk myself out of that. Oh, hey.
I really did not know you was in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, she might be in there today.
Well, here I am.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Did I interrupt anything?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you seem like I didn't hear nothing.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
It's
decided to come. But it won't happen again.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
All right. So I have whenever I record, I put a sign on the door, like the garage door, like the garage door leading to my house, not leading to outside. And my dad came in through outside and he was like, damn, maybe you should put a sign on the garage door so that I know. Whatever. Back to what I was talking about. But see, I love podcasting in your house because you have organic moments like that. Hello, my dad, everybody. But just correcting those negative thoughts to where I no longer allow those thoughts to bring me down, because when Khalid had passed away, that guilt had ate me alive so much to where it led to me being super depressed and super just down. I wasn't going to class. I wasn't doing anything. Like, it was so bad to the point where it has become something that has happened to me in my life that I've gone through, that I now know how to navigate, and I now know the signs that may seem like it's repeating itself. So that's why with my grandma this time, I'm correcting those negative thoughts. I spent a lot of time with her. I told her how I felt about her. She knew how much I loved her. There was nothing left unsaid. Yes, there may have been things that I wish I could have done with her, or done more things. And also, because she was hit by a car, it's like the guilt of, damn, I literally have a vehicle. If she wanted to go to the store, I should have called. I should have been like, yo, you need anything? You want me to take you anywhere? And, maybe she still would be here right now. Because I know my dad goes to that same guilt where it's like, damn, if she would have just called me, I would have came, So grief can really take you on a roller coaster of emotions. And that guilt is really something that I have just been trying to really correct and steer away from. Because my Aunt Beth, something that she taught me when my grandma was going through what she was going through, my aunt, I remember she kept saying it over and over and over again when we were at her house or when we were at the hospital. She was like, you have to enjoy people for the seasons that you have them. And she was saying, for my grandma, I used to go to her house after school every day. And that was the season that I had her, because I used to do that for years. After school, go to my grandma's house, we eat, we chop it up, we watch Maury, we watch Jerry Springer, then I go home, that was my routine, and that was the season that I had her. My Aunt Beth, they used to hang out all the time when I got older and I had gone, done different things, but they used to hang out all the time. My aunt has taught me, just enjoying people when you have them and appreciating every moment that you have with them, because, now that when I became older, I didn't realize how much my grandma probably held on to the years of my childhood that I was with her every day. That probably meant so much to her. And watching me get older and want to do different things probably was a big transition for her too. So when I look back on it, I'm just I'm so grateful for the season of my life, or the seasons of my life, because I did have many seasons with her, because she lived with us at a point. She was very active in my upbringing. But just the seasons that I have people, and the things that I've been able to do with the people that I've enjoyed, people even outside of my grandma, this one thing that my aunt has said has totally allowed me to see it in all perspectives, not even just with my grandma, even with friends that I no longer associate with, or people that I have been in relationships with that I'm no longer associated with. I enjoyed people for the seasons that I've had them. And although it sucks that you can no longer, or sometimes that you can't bring people into multiple seasons with you, you have to still enjoy them for however long you had them. And I think that's what I've definitely been forcing myself to do, just to be grateful and show gratitude and for the ups and the downs. Another thing that I've been trying to focus heavy on is not complaining about the things that I prayed for. This ties back into last week's episode, or the last episode, where I talked about changing your mindset and changing your mindset. And also, when you're praying for your blessings, praying for the self-discipline to maintain them. I talked a lot about that last episode. But I also wanted to talk about, because, one of my friends actually brought this up to me, and I was like, that would be a great thing to talk about. Being raised to think big versus being raised to think small. Because one of my friends was telling me, she said that, when I was younger, like I never had this big dream of my life. Like it was always, I made my money, I did my thing, and it was always such a small life that I lived. I was never taught to really think big. So when I got older and I started thinking big, it changed a lot for me, because I realized how much could be obtained when you think big. And I remember, not to bring him up, child, but whatever, in my last relationship, that in the beginning, that was a huge, huge thing that let me know how different we were. Because my dad always taught me, or even my mom always taught me, you don't sell yourself short. You think big. That's why whenever, and I've talked about this on the show before, like when it comes to my financial status right now, or my finances in life, I don't ever really stress about them to the highest capacity, because in the back of my mind, I have trained myself to believe that I'm going to be rich, to believe that I'm going to be a millionaire, to believe that there's going to be a day where all of my blessings line up and I don't have to worry about money ever again. I've already programmed my mind to believe that and to live that lifestyle. So don't get me wrong, there are times where I'm like, damn, like I could use a little extra something, but at the same time, it's like my mind is already programmed to believe that whatever I'm going through right now is not the end goal. It's not the end all be all. There's going to be so much more and so much greater and so much bigger for me that I haven't even obtained yet, or even gotten close to obtaining it. So I have always been someone where I think super, super big. And another thing, like the universe or whoever you believe in is not going to give you a vision in your head that you can't achieve. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to give you that blueprint and give you that imagery if they know you can't do it. So that's another thing. Like the things that I envision in my head and the things that I dream about and the things that I manifest and the things that I pray for are all huge things that I have not yet done, but that I know that I'm fully capable and aware and well to do, So, and in my past relationship, I noticed that like, and this is another thing too, in relationships, it just goes back and forth to how you was raised and how this person was raised. Like it was just so different between how I was raised and how he was raised. And it was just like, respectfully, he was raised to think small. He was raised to think short term. He was raised to think, week to week, month to month, not year to year or forever. And I think that in our relationship, he used to say a lot like, oh, wow, like you really changed my mentality to really think bigger. Like you really changed my mentality to not stay in this small bubble of what I can do or what I can have. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed, changing somebody's mentality to allow them to see the bigger things in life and see their dreams in full magnitude. But at the same time, it's like, it bothered me that wasn't something that everybody's taught. It bothered me that there are really people in the world that actually think that whatever their life is right now is whatever it's going to be forever. And that's totally false. It's totally, and for me, like going through that relationship and like, because when you're in a relationship, I forget sometimes that you're literally teaching them certain things about you and certain things about life, and they're teaching you certain things about them and certain things about life. So that totally taught me, I'm so glad I'm not a small mind. I'm not a small thinker. My point is, I am somebody that there's no limits to what I can do, and there's no limits to what other people say I can do, because I've already imagined the craziest, most outlandish, but also obtainable dreams and goals in my life. So I already know that I'm on the right track, and I'm building the stepping stones to be everything that I've envisioned. But that just goes to show. And even the friend that I was talking about that situation with, or that mentality difference with, she was like, she's doing great for herself right now, has an amazing company, has her kids, her husband, like is living her life. And when she said that to me, I was like, wow, like it's amazing how you can be raised one way and totally figure out or unlock a whole new level of your mentality and be like, wow, it is bigger. There is so much more that I could do. So I think that it all goes down to how you were raised. I also think that stems from my dad being like a hustler and being like somebody that's, gone through some real life shit. So I think that's something that was in his mentality too. That was something that he was just like, I don't even want them to think small. I don't even want them to start there. Start big and keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm grateful that was something that he instilled in me. And I can't wait to pass that on to my children, because it was just so weird, because my last relationship taught me how fucking polar opposite you can be to somebody, how polar opposite your upbringing can be, and how that affects your mentality as an adult. From my experience through life, I learned all of these amazing tools that I've carried with me thus far. And I realized that there are people who don't have the same experiences as me, which is fine, because some of my experiences are traumatic and they are sad and they are heart-wrenching. But those experiences have shaped me into being who I am today, that can pass on the lessons that I've learned. But there are people who have never gone through half of the things that I've gone through, that don't think how I think. And I don't know, 2025 has just shown me like how different you are to everybody else that's around you, how different you all grew up, how different you all were raised, how different you all were taught. And I think that is very, very important to teach our children or the younger generations to think big, because then when you think small, think of how many people are probably thinking small right now, and they're literally not adding any effort into their life's goals. They're not even thinking about their goals because they're thinking that they're unobtainable. You're sleeping on so many goals and so many dreams because you think that you can't do it, or that it's never going to happen for you. And respectfully, that's not how life works. Everything that you can see or that you can envision in your mind is totally obtainable for you. It's absolutely obtainable. My next topic is the viewpoint of a Black woman in America right now. I am sure that you all have seen the news. You've watched it. You've seen it on TikTok. You've seen it on Instagram. I'm sure you've seen it all. I just want to put it out there. I am also seeing the same things as you all. So the constantly sending me every Donald Trump reel or every Donald Trump post ever is so obnoxious and so unnecessary. I understand that I get on here and I express my quote unquote political viewpoints. And I understand that I have displayed a level of knowledge and understanding for certain things in the political realm. But that does not mean that I'm going to sit up here and that's all we're going to talk about. I'm not interested in that. I'm genuinely not. Even when it comes to like just the conversations that I engage with on Being Black is Ghetto, I'm not up there to be sitting up talking about no fucking I'm not the Democratic spokesperson. I'm not the political spokesperson. I'm dead ass just not. And I think that where I fucked up was going on BBIG, my first episode as just a guest, and talking about that, because it allowed people the narrative or the perspective that that's something that I always want to talk about, and that's something that I am just gonna have this plethora of information on, when it's like, no, bro. Like that's, I'm not sitting on these platforms, and that's not what I'm giving. That's not why I'm here. That's not my purpose. I gave my viewpoint because I'm a Black woman in America who actually gives a fuck about what goes on in America. That's it. Point blank. And I have to say, I've been seeing so many videos of just Black women giving their opinions, and we are all fucking tired. Respectfully. Like statistically, 92% of Black women voted for Kamala. So 92% of Black women right now are tired as fuck. We campaigned. We went out. We tried to educate people. We tried to get as many people to see the bigger picture. We tried to shed as much light as we could on the consequences of Project 2025. And everybody thought we were fucking bluffing. Everybody thought that, well, or not even that we were bluffing, but everybody made us seem like we were being heard and all of our work was going to good use. And then came down to election time and everyone in America proved to us that we absolutely were not. So with that being said, we are absolutely tired. The next 4 years is not for the Black woman. We've done all that we can do. Okay. And now, respectfully, y'all are going to sit here and you're going to reap the consequences. You are going to watch that man that we told you everything he was going to do. We told you everything he was going to do, bro. So the surprise on a lot of people's faces when the conversation of ICE is brought up, the surprise on a lot of people's faces when first of all, my heart goes out to everybody that lost their lives in that plane crash. Horrible. And your president sat up there and blamed it on DEI. Please. We told y'all everything that was going to happen if the election did not go how we were planning for it to go. So right now I think it's absolutely a time for Black women to rest. There's so much resting that needs to be done right now because of, if you really think about it, from November to now, we have had a long fucking journey. Okay. From campaigning to trying to get our voices heard to losing the election to now with all of the bullshit that's come out in the news that is happening behind the closed doors. Like we absolutely need to be resting. We need to be recharging our batteries. We need to, and I seen this post where it was like, my desire to stay sane overpowers my desire to be informed. And respectfully, stop sending me your reels. Stop. I'm sorry. Stop. I'm just limiting what I consume on social media. And it's like when I used to see crazy things on social media, it used to totally devastate my whole day. Now, because we wake up and every single day there's something new in the news, or every single day there's something new that's being done in the Oval Office, it's exhausting. So I'm no longer like sitting on social media all day because I know how it affects me and my day. And like just everything. ICE raids, putting DEI workers on leave to be terminated. Like, it's insane. And let me just say one thing. Respectfully, DEI don't got shit to do with me because my resume and my credentials speak for me. That's number one. Okay. Number two, don't ask me about a goddamn thing. Okay. Don't. That's number one. That's number two, I mean. But yeah. Then I have a homegirl. I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to put her full business out there. But she texted me on my brother's birthday. My brother's birthday was this past Monday. He turned 14. Shout out to the Aquariuses out there. I don't even want to say it. She texted me and she said that her little sister, who's in first grade, had her first experience with racism. 2 little white boys in first grade. Okay, in first grade, I'm going to keep saying that. That's a very, very important piece of information. 2 little white boys came up to her and told her that she was ugly because she's Black. Now, let me tell you something. Because my homegirl already knows this, but let's just say this. Now is not the time for the white people to get vocal and get loud and get bold. It's not the time. Because if you think that us as Black people don't have 400 years worth of ass whoopings to hand out, you don't know shit. Okay. And when my homegirl told me that, I looked at my parents and I told them, and they said, oh, let them know whatever day they want to ride, we gonna ride. Stop playing with our children like that. Stop playing with our children like that. And let me tell you why that's absolutely completely fucked up to me. Them children are in first grade. Little Ryan and little Billy heard that motherfucking racist ass shit at home and decided to repeat it at school. That's all that was. Racism is not something that you're born into. No, that's something that you're fucking taught. So them little boys was behind closed doors and their parents was dropping a whole lot of racist fucking. Oh, I was about to say something so outlandish because I'm getting upset. Now I'm getting fucking mad. But they was listening to that in the house. And they seen this little beautiful Black girl with curly brown hair living her best life. And they decided, oh, I'm going to repeat what my father said to my mother in the kitchen today about how he hates Black women. I'm going to say that to this little girl. Like, what kind of fucking place do we live in? Like, genuinely, I would go to jail. If I was my homegirl's mom right now, I wouldn't even be here producing this podcast for you. Because you know where I would be? In a jail cell. You know why? Because at this point, you're not going to get... Listen. This is why I'm so scared to reproduce in America, because I will knock somebody's head clean off. Okay, especially about that racist shit. We're not doing that. And you know, my cousin, right? I remember during the pandemic where the white people got a little too loud, and they was dropping the N bombs here and there, and they really was getting bold, and they would say it to the wrong motherfucker, and that black person would whoop they ass. Me and my cousin used to send those videos to each other back and forth all day. And real shit, I pray that never happens to me in my life, because I'm going to lose everything that I worked for. Everything. Absolutely everything. And I was just watching the Don't Call Me White Girl podcast. Super funny. Please go watch that shit. But she even said, like, yo, I be sending those videos to my mom. Like, yo, I pray that this happens to me so I could do somebody filthy. Because she's black too. But she's so fair skinned. That's why her fucking name is Don't Call Me White Girl. But she's so fair skinned that, you know, listen. And then I also seen this post. I'm so upset that I fucking forgot this lady's name. But I seen this post, and I want this lady on the podcast so bad. She was reading the MAGA maggots for filth. And she literally said, don't let this fucking... Because I feel like, you know, now that Trumpet is in office, all of his little members, they're just super bold and super loud. But it's always like this. You give white people a platform to say what they want to say, they're gonna run with it, and they're gonna do it. You know why? Because they have their orange Mussolini or mango Mussolini. That's another name that I recently discovered that I'm putting in the Rolodex. Mango Mussolini got they back. But realistically, now he's about to make your fucking egg prices $36. We're gonna pay $36 for eggs. Do you understand? And y'all really fucking thought that man was gonna just make miracles and focus on the real shit. But no, he want to take your TikTok away and make fucking eggs $13. Now look at you, goofy. But yeah, back to the lady in the video who was violating all of the MAGA maggots. Don't get fucked up out here. Dead ass. Don't get fucked up trying to be the white supremacist of the day. Don't get fucked up. I'm telling you, because the way I feel, and I know the way a lot of my counterparts feel that are also the same color as me, it will not be pretty. And we will all be sitting in jail, okay? Behind our respect and behind what the fuck is going on in America, okay? And at this point, you remember? Yo, this just popped up on my timeline the other day, and I was like, yo, what a time to be alive that was. You remember in Alabama couple years ago when the white people tried to jump the black guy because he wanted them to move their boat or whatever, and they tried to jump him, and then a bunch of black people came and whooped they fucking asses. Let's do that. Moments like that in history, I would love to recreate and be a part of. So let's not get it twisted. Let's all stay in our lane. Let's just let black people be. Let's let us live our lives in peace in the next 4 years. And black people, let's run up a bag, make your money, and stack it to the ceiling. Okay? Because one thing they not gonna talk about us in the next 4 years is that we're broke. That's not what they're gonna do. Okay? Because shit, we will be okay. I promise you we will be okay. And also, the last thing I wanted to talk about was them trying to pause Black History Month and Martin Luther King Day celebrations. Let me tell you something. This is my viewpoint on it. And I know y'all been waiting for this. First of all, Trump was inaugurated on Martin Luther King Day, and nobody gave a fuck. Not one black person gave a single fuck. That's why he's mad. That's why his ass went in the office and was like, now I'm taking a whole Black History Month away. That's number one. Number two, do you know how powerful of a community you have to be for a motherfucker to want to take your entire month away that's dedicated to you and your history? Please. Number three, taking that away doesn't make us any less black, doesn't make us any less powerful, and doesn't make you any less intimidated by us. Okay? Number four, anything you take back from the black community, we get it back tenfold. So, number five, this is the last thing I'm saying. If you think that black people are going to allow you to just call this a regular February and act like Black History Month doesn't fucking exist, you don't know our community. I'm gonna say that again. You don't know us if you think that we are not gonna go to war behind what the fuck we love and what we believe in. That's just it. That's literally just it. And I was just telling my friend the other day, I was like, listen, like, I'm still enjoying my motherfucking Black History Month. I'm sorry. Just because you don't want me to have it, white racist man, that has nothing to do with me. And first of all, we've been celebrating Black History Month forever. So you're going to come in and try to take it away now? No. Don't. Listen. Respectfully, let's not wake up the sleeping giant that is Black people in America right now. Because you are going to hate us forever if we decide to get in our bag. Let me tell you something. If we got in our bag like white people right now, and turned shit up and actually said how we felt and actually gave a motherfucker a fade when they got crazy, we would be, do you understand? I'm trying to visually give you an image to think about in your head. If we acted how y'all are acting right now, this would be a fucking world war. And another thing that I seen in the lady's post, she said, stop asking for that civil war because you might actually get that shit. Black people just might be a little too fed up this time, and we might give your ass exactly what you asking for. Okay? Now that's all I have to say about the Gotham City of America. Okay? So don't ask me shit else. And I'm so dead ass. Okay? I'm not kidding. There's other things I could be talking about, like my health and well-being and my dreams in the future. Please. Do not let me get on here and act like I'm fucking the spokeswoman on CNN. Please. Goodbye. Now, next topic is I want to talk about my BBIG experience real quick. I think that it has been super cool. I think that it has allowed me to grow just a little bit each time. But slow progress is still progress. So I'm very excited for whatever comes from that experience. I'm excited for it. That people are starting to figure out whether they like me or they hate me, which is beautiful. I seen a comment the other day where it was so beautiful to comment, but I feel like there be so many negative comments that like the good ones get overlooked so often. And not that I even really be searching through the comments, but this one popped up and I seen it and I was like, wow. There was this one comment where it was like, basically giving me my flowers for like just the critical thinking and the deep conversations that I be trying to bring to that platform. And I was like, wow, like finally they don't fucking hate me. They got over it. They got over whatever their fucking issue was with me. And I'm finally getting my flowers. And respectfully, like that's really what I tried to bring to that platform, is like me being like a critical thinker, thinking logically, you know, sharing my experience. Like at the same time, and this is another thing, like I feel like people be trying to get you on these platforms to talk about your business and make you like feel shame for the things that you've gone through or the things that you've experienced. That's one thing that'll never fucking happen over here. I have gone through whatever I've gone through, and a bitch can't pull my card because I'd already pulled it. Okay. And like everything that I've gone through, everything that I've said, everything that I've done is totally like, I stand on it. Like, absolutely. And I think that, I don't know, it's difficult when you are the only woman working with a group of men to kind of stand out, I feel sometimes, because just men are just men. But I think that I've definitely created a little space for myself and created a little seat for myself at the table to where it works and where I am now being, you know, recognized and appreciated. And there's also been a lot of people that like have found me from BBIG that have transferred over and, you know, started following Just Jay and started listening to the episode. So that's been super cool too. So everything 2025 is working out how it's supposed to work out. And I'm just trying to still keep my foot on their neck, you know, like I'm just really trying to move mountains and like continue to pursue my dream. I think that the next steps for me in 2025, like my goals, are taking my business more seriously, and just I'm trying to find a different job. Like I'm trying to start my career at this point, respectfully, because I've been, you know, doing a lot of advocating. I've been doing a lot of just helping who needs me and helping those in need, and just, like, the 2024 was a lot of me advocating for myself and advocating for others. And I think I started advocating for others a little more than I was advocating for myself. So in 2025, I really want to take my business seriously. I really want to find a new job, start something different. And, finding a new job also brings a whole nother area of resources, like then I can do so much more with the podcast. So everything's going to align how it's supposed to align, and the pieces just have to fit how they're supposed to fit. But I definitely do see 2025 continuing to be an even better year for me, and just something that I just continue to monopolize on. My mom, for those of you that don't know, my mom is a really, really dope, talented Long Island baker. Her business is called She Got Cake. She Got Cake on Instagram. That's the website name and all of that. But yeah, she's a fire baker. And this upcoming Saturday, she's having like her first like real deal, like She Got Cake solely event. And it's going to be called like a cake and sip. She's going to create heart-shaped cakes for everybody, make them the color that everybody wants their base color to be. Then she's going to provide all of the decorations and the sprinkles and everything for everybody to decorate their cake at the cake and sip. Then we're going to do games, karaoke. We're going to be drinking. Like, it's going to be great. So, but like helping her plan her first event and seeing all that's going into that, and just like all of her dedication and hard work has really allowed me, it's kind of put a battery in my back to really want to take my business super seriously and make it to the next level. And it's so funny because we had created like a Valentine's Day bingo game for like the guests or whatever. And I had created like my own like template for bingo. And in some of the bingo spots, like it was Valentine's Day self-care activities. So in one of the bingo spots, I put go to the She Got Cake and sip. And then in one of the spots I put, go take myself to a movie or place an order with She Got Cake. And then on another one I put watch Just Jay podcast, so like I've been feeling super important and super needed. I'm low-key her personal assistant right now, which is totally okay. I cannot wait to see how Saturday goes. We're going to get a lot of content. It's going to be dope. It's really, really going to be dope. I'm going to bring out my Just Jay recording skills. I'm going to try to interview people, see how they feeling for Valentine's Day, what they liked about the event. Like I'm excited. We're going to really, really get some good work, and I'm just excited. Like, it's just going to go well. I recently also just went to the No Cap concert last Saturday. Super dope. I think it was a great experience. That was the first concert, bro, that I have ever gone to that everybody in the crowd knew every single word of every single song. Like, I was in that bitch trying to fight back tears because I was like, this is healing me so different. I have been waiting for this concert for so long. And I think that No Cap is absolutely one of my favorite fucking artists because the music that his last album absolutely helped me through 2024. Absolutely. And I think that it's just an incredible body of work. It's called Before I Disappear Again. And I just have so many positive things to say about it because, and respectfully, being in the crowd with everybody and seeing everybody else's reaction, everybody else's like love for the album too, made me love it even more because it's like, oh, I'm not the only one that has been healed by this man's music, so it was great. Only thing I will say, he did not come out until like 10:25, and that shit did piss me off, but it worked out. It was great. It's wonderful. But I definitely think that 2025, and it's crazy because No Cap was my top artist that I listened to in 2024, and that ended up being my first artist that I seen in 2025. So that was super lit. Like I love that. But yeah, I definitely want to keep going to more concerts. You guys know I'm a concert kind of girl. Like, I love concerts. I think that the past 2 years have been like super, super lit for me when it comes to all the concerts that I've gone to see. Off the top of my head, like, I literally have gone. Last year I went to see 50 Cent. I saw Moneybagg Yo. I saw J. Cole. I saw A Boogie. I saw Moneybagg Yo twice, actually. Then I saw Key Glock. Then I'm trying to think. Am I drawing a blank? Oh, then I saw Lotto for Halloween. And then I just saw No Cap. And that was February 1st. So it's just lit. And that was an amazing way to start off Black History Month. Like, it was just great. Like, niggas everywhere, beautiful women everywhere, smoke everywhere, drinks everywhere. It was just great. It was great. It was a good vibe. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was my Grammys takeaways. I know you guys, I hope you guys watched the Grammys. I thought it was really, really good. I thought, and I love, this is what I was thinking. When I was watching it, I was like, damn, there's a lot of people that I had no idea. Like, I had no idea a lot of the faces behind some of these songs. Like Benson Boone had no idea that the song Please Stay, I Want You, I Need You, oh God. I had no idea that was your song. Love that for you. His performance was fire. I think the Grammys is an amazing place just to showcase everybody. Like there was so many different genres and so many different people and so many different demographics in the building. Like it was really, really cool. But here are my Grammys takeaways. First of all, my prayers still go out to everybody in LA. I think that when I was watching them show like the aftermath of the LA fires and just everybody that lost their homes and just everything, it really put it into perspective for me how they have such a long journey ahead of them. And it's kind of like we had the news coverage for when the fires were happening and everybody lost everything. And then like the next couple of days we were solely talking about them. And then as time went on, like we just stopped talking about them. But realistically, like what I had to understand was there's so many people that literally have no idea where to rebuild or what to rebuild. Like, how do you even go about something like that? Like your entire neighborhood everybody's house is burnt down. And it's just like, damn, the amount of work, time, money, resources, everything that they're going to all need to rebuild. Like they're just going to need such a different level of community and such a different level of togetherness that I think that, and don't get me wrong, LA is a strong ass place. They're going to bounce back and they're going to be even better than they were before. But just seeing everybody's just experience and the trauma of that has just, it really, really moved me. It really, really did. And I seen this post where, cause you know, they, Trevor Noah, is that his name? The host, whatever. He kept saying like, you know, scan the QR code on the screen, donate whatever you can to help these people in these fires. And I seen this post where it was like, this girl was saying, she was like, something doesn't, rich people sitting at the Grammys asking us to donate when we're struggling and we're just regular citizens doesn't sit right with me. And when I saw that, I was like, I actually might understand that. I actually might agree with that because and don't get me wrong, I understand the cause and I understand that probably more than likely I'm gonna put my faith in humanity and good people in the world. I'm hoping that all of those celebrities that were in that building donated their asses off. I'm hoping. And I'm just going to say that I feel like they were asking us to donate as well because of how powerful like the Grammys overall is. There were so many people around the world watching that. So many people. So like I know for them, they were like, okay, this is probably going to be the best way for us to get as much help as we can because there's so many people watching. That's what I think the mentality was behind it. But I do understand Miss Girl's viewpoint. I do get it. But I'm going to try to have some faith in humanity and say that Billie Eilish and them was in that motherfucker dropping a bag. I hope so. Okay. Then let's just talk about, oh my God, let's just talk about the people that won and what they won for. Chris Brown, best R&B album of the year. So well deserved that it's not even funny. And I think that you go, boy. He is another Taurus. Hello. If you didn't know Chris Brown was a Taurus, you are insane. That's why he's literally the best person in the world. So well deserved. All I can say is you go, boy. Like that was great. Kendrick got record of the year, which respectfully, did we not see that coming? Come on. Let's really keep it a bean. Let's really talk right now. I am a really, really big Drake fan. Y'all know that. I love me some fucking Drake. I'm going to bump Drake for the rest of my life because his music is timeless. The legacy that he's created for himself is timeless. But at the same time, what we not going to do is act like They Not Like Us was not a super big fucking moment, especially for California. So I think that And I seen this post today where somebody was like, damn, getting a Grammy for a diss record is kind of crazy. But then I seen somebody else post and said that we wouldn't be saying that if Back to Back by Drake had won a Grammy when it was nominated, but but the song All Right by Kendrick Lamar beat that song in the Grammys. So at this point, we kind of have to give Kendrick Lamar his flowers, because that point alone speaks volumes. Drake had the opportunity to win a Grammy off of this record. He didn't. But Kendrick Lamar did. And let me tell you something. When I seen Taylor fucking Swift in the crowd dancing her ass off to that They Not Like Us, I was like, oh yeah. Oh, that boy done won. That boy, yo, then when he was walking up to get his speech, right? And you know how the part where it's like A minor, the whole crowd was singing They Not Like Us. Do you know how black and how beautiful that moment probably was for Kendrick Lamar? And then I seen that he had on a Canadian jean denim suit. I was like, wow. 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 Then today I went on Instagram and I seen this thing where it was like, the lessons that we learned from the Grammys was Kendrick Lamar, stop letting people play with you. Beyonce, do what the fuck you want and stand on it. And then I forget what the last person was, but whatever. And then it was Chris Brown, continue to fight, continue to pursue your passions and everything else will fall in line. Like, it was just, I don't know. I really, really enjoyed Kendrick Lamar's whole moment. I really, really did. And I don't know. I've been seeing all the Drake slander too, and somebody was like, because didn't Drake just perform at some like lounge or something? I don't know. But they were like, and look, Drake's sitting on a couch performing somewhere looking broke and dusty. And I was just like, wow. But this is also the thing. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. Like, don't get me wrong. We all know I am a Drake fan more than I'm a Kendrick fan. But that moment in history for me was just amazing. And I loved it for him. I absolutely loved it. I really, really did. And like, so many black artists won at the Grammys. Like, it was literally, it just gave Black History Month. And I just absolutely loved it. Let's continue with everybody else that won. Beyonce got Best Country Album. Can we talk about her reaction? She was so like caught off guard. Like, the fact that Beyonce didn't even really think that she was capable of winning Best Country Album when she had that type of, the fact that Beyonce didn't think that she was going to win Best Country Album when she had that type of presence in the country world was crazy to me, because there was a lot of people. Yes, Cowboy Carter did get a lot of fucking slack, but so did Renaissance. You know what I mean? Like, Beyonce has totally allowed us to understand and see that you can try everything and be really fucking good at everything you try. And I think that what she said on stage when she got her award, she was like, genre is really code word to keep us in our place. And when she said that, I was like, that is so amazing. And it made me think of Shabuzi and how much slack he's gotten for being, a black man who's incredibly and absolutely dominating the country genre, and how much, his white counterparts are just shitting on him and just don't give him the same respect. Like, her saying that absolutely made me feel just so happy for her. And Shabuzi also won. Let's just stick to Beyonce real quick. But I loved her reaction. I loved that she was just like, damn, I didn't really think I was going to win this, but I'm glad I did. And then got up there and was like, listen, don't let nobody keep you in no box. If you want to branch out and do something different, you branch out and do something different, because look what it could do. You know what I mean? We could win a Grammy off of it. And just Blue Ivy's reaction, like when Beyonce was so like, she literally was, bro, the clip of her like, oh my God, did I really just fucking win? And then Blue Ivy's like, yeah, girl, go ahead. And then Jay-Z already standing up, clapping for her. Like, it was just a beautiful fucking moment. Beautiful to see. Beautiful. And then her saying that, like, she felt good that she's still doing what she loved to do and is still, impacting people and winning awards from it. Like, that was amazing for me. Like, Beyonce is a fucking legend. And I don't give a fuck. Anything she does is amazing. And I feel like because she was so received in the country world by Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus, like that gave her a little bit more of a pushing or of a backing for her to really, really win and dominate country. So I loved it. I absolutely did. Doechii, her winning her award, her speech was amazing. Basically her saying that for every black girl in America, don't let them make you think that you are too loud, too dark, too sensitive, too nothing, because you are exactly who you need to be to do what you want to do. And it was an amazing, listen, the Grammys this year was an amazing space for black girls and just the black community, because we came in, we got our awards, we said some real impactful, beautiful shit up there, using their voices to spread awareness and talk about real life shit. It was beautiful to see. It really, really was. Some other artists that I enjoyed watching. Benson Boone. Dude, I didn't even know that was your fucking song. And I absolutely loved your performance. I really, really did. I really was enjoying it. Teddy Swims. Oh my God. I am such a huge Teddy Swims fan. Like when he got up and he performed Fire Performance, I literally wanted more. Like I literally was like, damn, they should have gave Teddy Swims a whole 5-6 minutes set so he could have ran a few songs. I love Teddy Swims. I think his voice is phenomenal. Like phenomenal. And now that I'm talking about it, I gotta go to a Teddy Swims concert because I think he would really heal me. Shabuzi, Fire Performance. I thought, you guys know I love Shabuzi. I think that after the CMAs, the Country Music Awards, snubbed him and didn't give him no awards when he had literally the top song in America, absolutely had changed my viewpoint of him. And I absolutely think that he is so dope and so talented. What song was that? Oh, a bar song, Tipsy. Everybody know that song. If you act like you don't know that song, you are literally so anti-black. It's ridiculous. But that song did numbers in 2024. And for him not to go home with anything from the CMAs, I was side-eyeing every country artist because I'm like, I don't like it. But I loved his performance. I think that it was just good to see. It was really good to see. It really, really was. I enjoyed the Grammys. Then the Quincy Jones and Frank Sinatra tribute when Cynthia from Wicked went up and she sang. First of all, I don't know why I thought that girl was just playing a role in Wicked and pretending that she could sing. That woman can sing, girl. I was like, what am I watching? Like, I don't know. I love it. And you guys know I loved Wicked. I watched it. I think that she is so talented. I love her as like just a black role model. Like the role that she played in Wicked and just who she is as a person is like amazing. So beautiful. I loved every part of the Grammy Awards, and I just my favorite thing about the Grammys, I already said it, but just all of the black people that went up there. First of all, not even that went up there, but all the black people that actually put their music out and put their talent and themselves on the tracks and went up there and won them awards and actually said something moving and actually said something monumental. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people get up there and they be thanking half of America for all of their accolades and all their wins. But for Beyonce to get up there and say, no, genre is just code word for them to keep us in our place and don't listen to that bullshit, I loved it. For Doechii to get up there and say, listen, every black girl up here with a dream, look at me. If I'm doing it, you can do it too. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. Even Chapel Rose, where she was like, talking about healthcare for people who are artists and people who are signing these deals. Basically, she was like, listen, record deals, we got you, but do you got us? And I think that everybody that went up there and that spoke really put it all on the table and really, really used that platform to really say something of substance and of importance. And even the segment where they brought out The Weeknd and how The Weeknd had called out the Grammys and said all these things. And then the guy that was up there giving the speech talking about everything that The Weeknd said and everything that they had changed at the Grammys to support what he was saying. Everything that they had changed at the Grammys to promote diversity, to promote, all of the artists getting their flowers. Like, it was beautiful to watch. And then, how The Weeknd said that he wasn't going back to the Grammys until everything was changed or until he saw some change. And then I forget who the man was. I don't know. He must have been like in the Academy or something. But he was like, listen, this is everything that we have changed since The Weeknd said this and spoke out. And now here he is ready to perform. Like, it was amazing. It was really, really, really good. I give this year's Grammys a lot of props. Everybody looked beautiful. Everybody was on their shit. And there were so many black people that walked away with Grammys last night. And I loved it. I absolutely loved everything about it. Well, that is all I had for this week's episode. I definitely want to go back and say, like, follow, share, subscribe to the YouTube, to my audio platforms, Just J Podcast, Instagram, all of it. Definitely think that the last 2 weeks have been just a whirlwind of information and just a whirlwind of things going on for me that, again, my consistency kind of slacked with the podcast, but we back, bitch. We're back. We're back. Okay. We are fucking back. That's all I got to say. That's all I'm going to say to y'all. Okay. I don't have anything else to say, but love y'all very much. I hope you guys have a great week. I hope you guys are enjoying your 2025, and I hope you're really turning the fuck up for Black History Month. Okay. Whether you're black or you're not. Okay. Thank you, because we absolutely deserve it. And yeah. So that's it, y'all. Thank you for watching another episode of Just J Podcast. Love you. Bye.